Hello Kingdom Karate family. As you notice, I'm not in my karate uniform today, but that's okay because if you ever have to use your karate, you most likely won't be in a uniform either. So it's okay to practice not in your uniform. It's actually good to get used to how, the restriction from your clothes feels versus the freedom of your karate uniform. So today we're going to talk about power and how to generate power. Now I know I've shown you how to generate speed, I've shown you how to generate accuracy, I've showed you a little bit how to generate power, but today I'm going to focus a lot on that. So if you watch people on YouTube, if you look at people like Mike Tyson or Conor McGregor, today I'm going to show you their secret for how they generate such power paired with speed. So Conor McGregor, he doesn't have a very good reputation, but he's an excellent martial artist. So I want to show you his fighting stance. So he stands sideways just like us. He has a karate stance. And his hand is way out front. His front hand is way out front, and his back hand is here, cocked and ready to go to punch. So he has this stance to where he's always moving, but his feet are sideways. That is key. So you can see a lot of people, most people fight this way. Now, do you see how much closer this back hand is? So if I want to generate power, I have to do a lot of twisting, and I don't have a lot of distance to go until my hand is reached out. So the reason we stand sideways, people like Conor McGregor stand sideways, is look how much further my hand is back. My front hand doesn't move from where it was. But my back hand, look at this. That's a lot less distance that I have to build up power. So either I have to cock back, punch, or I just have to lose some of my power. But Conor McGregor, us karate people, we're back. Our hand is way back here. So then when we decide to punch, boom, we've got a lot of power. So that's step number one. Okay? Step number two, I've taught you this, but step number two is rotate your hips. So again, if you're in your traditional boxing or your average fighting stance, your hips are already turned forward. So you don't have that much distance to turn. You still need to turn your hips, but you don't have that much distance to throw your punch. But in karate, we're going to stand sideways. See how much further I can twist? Boom. Boom. So let's work on our stance. Number one, get in your stance. Two, let's work on rotating. So turn. Before you even punch, just work on turning. Turning your shoulders towards your bad guy. Work on that. If you need to pause the video and just work on twisting your body, twisting your feet, all the way up to your hips, all the way up to your shoulders. Now work on throwing your punch out. So don't even punch. Just leave your arm, let your arm go limp. So I'm not even going to punch. I'm just going to hold my arm up, and when the rotation gets up to my arm, I'm going to let it go limp. See, I'm not even punching. I'm letting it go limp. That shows you that you're doing it right if you can hold your arm up like this and still throw it out. So try that. Okay? That shows you you're getting the right rotation down, which means you are more than halfway there to being the most powerful puncher out of really anybody your age. Okay? So we're here. Now, work on rotating and actually punching. And remember, it needs to go in a straight line. And you're punching with these two knuckles. So I'm here. You breathe out, tighten up your core. Okay? Now, this one, it's going to take some practice. So you need a partner, or you need to set up a pillow or something. But if you have a partner, make sure they have plenty of padding, and do not punch them as hard as you can. A lot of you can punch a lot harder than you think. So get a partner or set up plenty of padding to punch. Okay? Do not punch anything hard, and make sure you're not punching as hard as you can, because you still can hurt yourself even if you're punching something soft. This is the next thing, and this is very important. So we have our stance, our sideways stance. Our feet are pointed that way. We're facing this way. So if I'm fighting you, my body's going to be turned like I'm going to walk that way, but I'm going to turn and face you. Step number 2, rotate, punch, rotate, punch. So there'd be one fluid motion. It comes from your feet up, out of your hand. It's like cracking a whip. Your arm is the whip. Boom! Okay? Now, number 3. This one is very important, and this is up to you. So you need to find the sweet spot. And what I mean by that is the most powerful area or spot of your punch, and it's the last 2 or 3 inches. It's the last 2 or 3 inches. So if you, let me think, if you hold up your hand, it's about as wide as your hand, a little bit wider than your hand. That's the sweet spot of your punch. So it's either here or a little bit further, but it's somewhere at the very end. So the sweet spot, you need to find it, but it's either here or a little bit further, but it's not here. It's not here, not here. It's somewhere when your arm is almost all the way extended. Okay, so you need to find that. Some people's a little bit closer and some a little bit further, but this is how you find it out. You need to do a push-up. You need to do a push-up, and it's going to be hard, hard, hard. But then once you're about here, it's when it gets easy. And once you feel that breaking point to where it pops up really easy, that is your sweet spot. So watch this. I'm in my push-up position. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to stand up. And mine's right here. That's my sweet spot. So it's hard, hard, hard. Boom, and it gets easy. That's how you find your sweet spot when you punch. So do a push-up. Make sure you're keeping your body straight, only using your arms. And it's going to be difficult, but once you get almost done and you feel that break to where it's easy to push yourself up, that is your sweet spot. So that being said, you need to understand how far your punch is going to go, and that's where the bad guy needs to be, at your sweet spot. So again, mine is right about here. I can punch further, but my sweet spot's right about there. So I need to use my front hand. That's why Conor McGregor keeps his front hand out. Okay? He's gauging. He's seeing how far his opponent is. You see, he keeps touching. He keeps touching the bad guy with his hand. So he's gauging his sweet spot, so then he touches, he sees an opportunity to punch, boom, he punches right where that other hand was. Okay, so that's what you need to do, is gauge how far your bad guy is. So what I want you to do, get something to punch, something soft. Maybe someone needs to hold a bunch of pillows for you, but again, do not punch as hard as you can. I want you to get in your fighting stance and keep touching with your front hand, your target. Gauge, gauge. And then all of a sudden I want you to punch and hit it with these 2 knuckles with power. So you're in your side stance, you're going to rotate, and then you're going to punch it in your sweet spot. And that's why you need to practice finding where that spot is. That's why boxers constantly are punching bags, because they're trying to find the sweet spot for each punch. They have a jab, a cross, hooks, uppercuts, overhands. Okay, so there's a sweet spot for every punch, but I want you to focus on this power punch, rotating and finding that sweet, powerful spot. So I want you to work on that, and this is going to be something that you're going to practice, not just as white belt, but all the way through, because you're always growing, your muscles are always